By the way, I have got that reference. You see, the point which is very important, some ulema today have taken the position that Hadhrat Mirza Sahib had made no clear claim of Imam Mahdi, only that of Messiah. So, when the moon and sun appeared eclipsed according to the dates, then he thought of this. And they challenged. And I took up this challenge during my speech and proved. But for the sake of the Arab visitors, I have brought these two references, which prove beyond a shadow of doubt that he had made this claim of Mahdiyyat before 1894, when the moon and sun got eclipsed. First of all, he made this claim in 1891 in his book Izal-e-Oham, which I mentioned yesterday. The other two books I mentioned speak of Masihiyat and not of Mahdaviyyat. So I have checked it up. It should also be corrected. But this book clearly not only mentions his claim as Mahdi, but also refers to the hadith of Bukhari. You see, there are two hadiths on which this claim could be not based on that, but which could be referred to, where Hadhrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam had mentioned that Mahdi and Isa would be the same people. This was the issue. He had made the claim that he was the Messiah. How could he be the Mahdi at the same time? You see, that was the issue. Yeah. So he took it up right from the beginning. He knew that this was the issue, but when this was pointed out by his enemies, that means they understood his claim to be the Mahdi, that of Mahdi. He first discussed in this book that hadith of Ibn Majah, which Mustadrak has also quoted, which says, La Mahdiya illa Isa. There will be no Mahdi but Isa. This is where he mentions it. It's page 519 and also page 68 of Izal-e-Oham, published in June 1891. Right?
Yes.
He mentions this hadith but also says that this is da'if. One cannot draw much conclusion from this. You know, that was his integrity and honesty, you know. He says this hadith is da'if. It can only be taken, if taken seriously, in the light of what Hazrat Imam Bukhari has said. And he quoted Hazrat Imam Bukhari as saying that Kaifa antum wa nazala fikum ibn Maryama wa imamukum minkum. They will be both the same person, and this is a good hadith, strong hadith.
Yes, of course.
He said, what will be your state? What the verse, Asal Faz Nikali? How will you be when Masih ibn Maryam descends among you? These are the words. An Abi Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم كيف أنتم إذا نزل ابن مريم فيكم وإمامكم منكم وفي رواية فأمكم منكم. Bukhari, Kitabul Anbiya, Nuzul Isa ibn Maryam. Again, Adhan, Musnad Ahmad. So Hadhrat Masih Maud declared that hadith to be da'if, but he said this hadith is a perfect, strong hadith, and this carries the same meaning, in other words. It means that it will be Isa who will be your Imam from among you, not a second one. No other than Isa will be your Imam, but he will be from among you. It would not be an Isa who would descend from heaven, but who would be Imamukum, not only Imamukum, Imamukum minkum. So here Hadhrat Masih inferred that the word Imam means Imam al-Mahdi. and he would not descend from heaven, but he will be from among you, the Ummah of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now this is the argument found in this book, which is June 1891. Then comes another book, which is named Nishan-e-Asmani, the heavenly sign. This was published exactly a year afterwards, June 1892. But still 2 years before the eclipse of the sun and the moon and the dates. Here Hadhrat Masih Maud, the title, read the title.
Nishan Asmani Shahadatul Mulhamin.
As-Talifat Mahdi Zaman wa Mahdi Zaman.
Mahdi Zaman
wa Masih Doran Mujaddidul Waqt.
Just read it together.
Of the future, he spoke also of the Mahdi and Isa. Right? Hadhrat Masih Maud ﷺ, now some people have also added to that, but that's not relevant. The point is, Hadhrat Masih Maud ﷺ quoted this verse and applied it to himself. Mahdi-e waqto, Isa-e dora, har dora shah sawar mi dina. That in my vision I saw both Mahdi of the time and Isa of the age together riding. Now he says here, he speaks of me, because he is speaking of the future time, and he also mentions exactly the year in which this will happen. Because obviously when he predicts something long before it happens and tells that it is from God, and he refers to the year when it will happen, and it happens on that at that time. So it has to be from God. So this is in 1892. But regardless of this title is quite sufficient proof.
Yes.
No other proof is needed.
No.
2 years before this happened, this is a book published as Talifat Mahdi Zaman wa Masih Doran Mujaddidul Waqt Hadhrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Right? From this he proved that I am the same person who is Isa, but from among the Ummah and Imam Mahdi of this Ummah. Very clearly he has written this book. Yes. No. Two, he saw them as two people.
No.
But the point Hadhrat Mirza Sahib raised, I have asked him to bring the book.
No.
He said he saw in a vision both coming. But the year he mentioned, the time he mentioned, is exactly befitting Hadhrat Masih Maud Sahi's claim.
Do you remember the year?
Okay. Then told him to bring the book.
No.
He mentions it in alphabetics.
No. No.
Yes, I see this, the time of his appearance, of their appearance.
No.
Now, Hadhrat Masih Maud appeared as both.
No.
And no third person appeared from anywhere.
No.
So this is how he proves that the vision was about as if it was about two. Like Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah mentioned in most places as if there were two people. But when one comes according to the exact date, he has to be the other as well. Otherwise that will be only partial fulfillment.
No.
You understand that?
No.
He produced the full poem.
No.
And shall I read? You will be surprised. It says, Qudrat-e kirdigar bhi binam, halat-e ruzgar bhi binam. I see a great Qudrat of Allah. His decree, Qudrat is decree, which is about to come to pass. Halat-e ruzgar bhi binam. I see the age and its signs. Az nujum in sukhan nami guyam, balki az kirdigar bhi binam. I am not telling you as an astrologer, looking, judging from the position of the stars. Balki az kirdigar bhi binam. Instead, I am telling you this from my Lord Allah, who is all powerful. Dar Khurasan o Misr o Sham o Iraq fitna o karzar bhi bina. I see great trouble and problems in Khurasan, Egypt, Syria and Iraq. Hamara hal mi shabad digar, gar yake dar hazar bhi bina. Qissa bas gharib bhi shunwam Gussai dar dayar bhi binam. I'll come to the points now. This is mention of all other things which will happen in this country and that country.
It's Urdu or Persian?
Persian.
Persian.
And it happened exactly as he had predicted. Now I'll come to the last. Here it is. Alif hai Mim Dal Mi Khanam. Alif hai Mim Dal.
Hey, ha or
ha. In Urdu we read, in Persian also we read this.
Yes.
That is how the verse is complete. Alif hai, Alif ha, Dal Mim, Mi Khanam. क्या? ना Alif hai ha Mim Dal Mi Khanam. I read Alif hai Mim Dal Ahmad.
No.
See?
No.
Allah has shown me who is it to appear. Alif ha, in Arabic they say Alif ha.
No.
Mim is Mim?
No.
Dal is Dal?
No.
Mi Khanam. Naam-e-a Namdar me binam. That is the name of that great man who will be famous, Namdar. Mahdi-e-waqt-o Isa-e-dora. He will be, one man he is mentioned, not two men.
No.
Ahmad will be Mahdi-e-waqt-o Isa-e-dora, har dora shah sawar bhi binam. In his person I see both these. Name is one which he sees, which God has shown him. Then it says, वो कहाँ बेटे की पेशगोई भी थी, वो और जगह है सर. बर कफे दस्त साक़ी वहदत बादे खुशगवार में बीना. He will be the साक़ी क्या कहते हैं नहीं उसका यहाँ लफ्ज़ है इंग्लिश में. Who is the master? The pub is a very bad word, but where they offer the drinks and the master of that place is called Saqi.
What drinks?
Huh?
What?
Saqi.
Naam, Saqi. Understood.
So the one who distributes the wine of Wahda, Tawheed,
Yes.
a oneness of God. I saw him. So he refers again to him as a singular.
No.
This is the point.
No.
Although in that verse it seemed that he is talking of two.
Yes.
But before that and after that is very clear that God had shown him one man whose name was to be Ahmad, who would appear both as Jesus and Messiah and Mahdi, and he will be the wine distributor of Tawheed, of Wahdat. Other verses which are very important. Ghain Ra Sal Chu Guzasht As-Sal Bul Ajab Karobar Mibina. Ghain is 1000. Ra is 200. Chu Guzasht As-Sal. From the time of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallam, Hijrah, when 12 centuries will pass, after that, these things will happen which I am talking to you. That is to say, he will be the Mujaddid of the 13th century.
Yes.
See? And again, a very important sign after him, which fulfilled exactly as he had predicted. Dore-u chu shavat tamam bakam pesarash yadgar vibir. When his time will be over with great success, I see his son taking over as Yadgar. He will be a famous son, which he'll leave behind.
It's almost
Muslim.
unbelievable, Hadhrat.
Muslim.
Yes. What is that?
Fascinating.
MashaAllah.
Dore-u chu shavat tamam bakam pesarash yadgar vibir. I see his son who will be remembered for all times. And this is exactly the Muslim Maud, like the title of Muslim Maud and the Peshgoi is prophecy about him. What doubt is left after this? Imagine. Which year he came? You know how long before Hadhrat Mirza Islam, before 1200, the 13th century began, he mentioned it. Do you know that? He died in 749 Hijri. He passed away at that year, 749 Hijrah. So he's talking of many hundred years after. And also sees his son rising to great fame. Was it a man-made prophecy? You see it fulfilled like you see the daylight, right?
It is like the hadith
Yes,
of...
like the hadith,
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hadhrat Mirza Sahib has mentioned it in a different way. I thought it was Hijri he was reading. He said not 500 years.
No.
He said from my time this man appeared 749 years before.
Oh, it's more than
Even that. Imam Sahib,
another...
when I said 749, it was written,
No.
I presumed that it was the son of Hijrah which was mentioned.
Yes.
Because that was the son.
Yes.
But Imam Sahib pointed out that Hadhrat Mirza Islam is not saying that son Hijri, in this son Hijri,
Yes.
he passed away. He says he passed away 749 years before me.
Yes.
Which means before the 13th century,
Yes.
714 years before this man had passed away and had prophesied on these things before this.
Yes.
So instead of 500 years or 400 some years,
Yes.
he prophesied and saw these visions 749 years before Hadhrat Mirza.
That's almost what I said, Hazoor. I repeat it again, yes.
No, but he thought, and I thought you said something else. Huh?
Okay, let me say it again.
You said, we thought you said that he had prophesied that after me 749 years after me.
Yes, I
This is
said
not
that.
what he-
Yes, okay.
You see, now you
Yes,
understand?
I'm sorry.
That's right.